All right, guys. The next thing is we have now reached the record for the longest government shutdown. I think yesterday was the record and we reached it. And now the flights, the industry has announced that they are cutting 10% of flights. Boy, I hope none of y'all are getting on a plane anytime soon. Let's watch this clip where it breaks it down. And I'm praying for you if you are.
Across the country are dealing with flight delays and cancellations. This as the Federal Aviation Administration warns of a surge in air traffic controller callouts. They've been working without pay now for 33 days. And while the FAA says they will never compromise on safety, they admit that air traffic controllers are under, quote, immense stress and fatigue. Our Bo Evans is live at DFW Airport this morning, looking at the impact right now and also sharing a warning for travelers that those conditions can quickly change. Good morning, Bo.
Yeah, good morning, Robbie. And right now at Terminal D at DFW, things are not so bad. But as recently as Friday night, our newsroom was getting notifications of delays up to an hour because of staffing issues. Now, both TSA agents and air traffic controllers are deemed essential, so they are required to work during a government shutdown and will receive back pay. But that means right now they aren't getting paychecks. The FAA said Friday that half its airports across the country are experiencing shortages, and that leads to delays. CBS News has also reported that the number of sick calls for controllers across the country has increased during the shutdown. Now, we reached out to DFW Airport over the weekend, and an airport spokesperson told us that the FAA implements air traffic management programs based on capacity for safe operations, and that they still encourage passengers to arrive early and check the status of their flights. Now, we will keep you updated to all conditions here at DFW Airport and make sure you have all the information you need to take that flight on time.
Kim, what's your thoughts? What do you think about what's going on with this government shutdown and how do you feel about it?
Well, I mean, I do like two things, and I think I've opined on this before. So I think it's not that I like that the Democrats are standing up for themselves, but it's good that they are because they normally don't. Um, the reasons why they are holding it down is for mostly for the healthcare subsidies. I think they should pass single payer healthcare. I still think they should pass single payer healthcare. They're not going to do that. I don't think it's necessary to hold it off the shutdown off this late, but then who folds, right? And for what was it for? So it just depends on like political leverage. I will say though that at the end of the day, these parties talk to each other. There's always a backdoor channel. Real politics happens behind closed doors. What's the angle here? What's really going on? What are they trying to keep us distracted for? So I'm not sure exactly what that is yet, but unfortunately, we do need those healthcare subsidies because the ACA requires it. And well, we, as you said earlier too, like everybody's healthcare prices are going up. The real solution would be single payer healthcare, but they're not going to do that either. And it is, I'm supposed to fly out to Chicago for Thanksgiving, so that's not good. There's always a smarter way to do things. They could have kept certain federal workers paid. They could have used emergency funds. They could do a lot of different things, but they don't, at the expense of the American people. So polls still show that a lot of Americans still blame the Republican Party. It's starting to shift now. I think it's both of their faults, but yeah, I hope it doesn't really affect my flights because I'm flying with my kids.
Oof, I'm going to send you a prayer. But this man, he's an air traffic controller. He went and did an interview with TMZ. Let's see what he had to say.
I go to work Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. I happen to have a good shift. So after that, it opens the opportunity for me to make more money. And I feel like the most direct mechanism for providing extra income for myself to try to bridge the gap between when we'll start back getting paid is door dashing. It's cumbersome, it's difficult, it's not easy. Sometimes you don't get tipped. it's a bit frustrating at times, but the money, I don't have to worry about when it'll come in. So I know when it'll come in, and that's the reason why.
How late do you work?
I don't want to jeopardize my fatigue level, so I do not perform after 8:30. But nevertheless, on my weekends, I try to put in like 8 to 10 hours, depending on my kid, who I'm a single pops. So on her, and she's active outside of school with basketball. So depending on what she has, her obligation, then I'll try to work around that, delivering food.
It's gonna get harder and harder to not be fatigued when you show up for work as an air traffic controller. And I guess that's got to be what I would imagine what you and your comrades at work are saying, like, when is this thing going to end and how are we going to deal with this? I mean, is this something that you guys are all talking about and dealing with?
So I'm kind of like the OG now of air traffic, having been in 16 years. So the YGs, the young controllers come in my office and they express to me exactly how long they have. And again, everyone's unique. Some of them have parents that help out, but often most of them do not. In fact, I have a lady that I'm training right now downstairs, and she just had a baby 7 months ago, and she's literally wondering if it had been better if she not joined at all.
So are our fears misplaced, or is this real, especially if the shutdown continues?
We create a culture. I'm an advocate for safety, but I do have a friend. And I wanted to see her, and I asked her to see me, and she was like, "There's no way. I'm getting on an airplane right now." And our dialogue was this. She said, "What if that one person who's going through a divorce, also not knowing when they're going to get paid, has a mental lapse?" And I kind of took a step back, and it hit me kind of hard. I was like, "Oof, you
Oh
may
my
have a point,"
God.
you know. So I would never say that it's unsafe because I know what I put into it, but I'm just one individual. Everyone is unique. All controllers are not created equal. Someone may be under such duress that a mental lapse, and I hate to say it, but it could occur. I just hope and pray that it doesn't.
Do you get mad every time you see a politician, whatever side of the aisle they're on TV blaming the other side instead of actually getting this done
and getting
so that
paid.
you guys can get paid?
And they're getting paid.
My opinions don't represent the FAA nor the National Air Traffic Controllers Association, NACA. This is just my opinion, but every day that goes on, you get madder and madder. It's like a cumulative effect. So there will reach a point where it could implode. Like,
Come on. What if they said you got to work, you got to come in every day, and you got to say overtime because 5 people done called out since they ain't getting paid? Would you do it? And what do you think about what bro said?
I'm gonna be sick most of that time. I got the vid, y'all. I'm gonna be saying I got the vid 2025 fucking whatever version y'all want that. I got that version of the shit. I'm not coming in. What? But they force them people to kind of like, if you don't come in, you losing your job. Don't they do that shit?
That's a good question, because I know a lot of TSA people have been calling out, and that's part of why they're shutting down the flights, because they've been calling out like crazy. The TSA workers, they don't play that. They don't show up. I think it's something to do with it must be their union or something. I got to do research into that.
I think most of them are unionized anyway, so I don't think they're in jeopardy of losing their jobs. They have a union rep. They're paying money for the union. Usually, it's pretty difficult to be in a union and lose your job.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm gonna put on my tinfoil kufi on real quick. I think they doing this. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? One, it's kind of getting rid of some of the government jobs. I feel like. 2, right? 2, if y'all notice, flights ain't really been hit with inflation. This could be a way to be like, oh, we got less planes in the air. We're gonna have to raise the prices on flight tickets. I don't know if it's true, but I think that's what's happening right here. You feel me? I could be wrong, but I don't know. So I'm thinking. But to answer y'all, I will be sick most of the time if I was working for them and they doing this shit. After hearing what y'all said about the union, yep, I'm sick, can't come in.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they doing this. It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone, right? One, it's kind of getting rid of some of the government jobs. I feel like. 2, if y'all notice, flights ain't really been hit with inflation. This could be a way to be like, oh, we got less planes in the air. We're gonna have to raise the prices on flight tickets. I don't know if it's true, but I think that's what's happening right here. You feel me? I could be wrong, but I don't know. So I'm thinking. But to answer y'all, I will be sick most of the time if I was working for them and they doing this shit. After hearing what y'all said about the union, yep, I'm sick, can't come in. You feel me?
Yes. Mia, what do you think? What's your thoughts on it?
I wouldn't be going in. I am the least loyal person to an employer you could imagine. I am like a terrible employee. I'm a great worker.
Same.
I'm a terrible employee, bro. I don't give a rat's motherfucking ass. I'm going to do what I want to do. You're like, while I'm on shift and I'm clocked in, 100%, I go hard. I go hard, hard, hard. As second as I clock out, I don't even know this place. Don't hit me up. Don't text me. Don't ask me nothing. I don't want to hear from you. I don't know you. I'm going to talk shit about you. And then I come back, I clock in, and we're good. I wouldn't. I'm sorry. And it's so demeaning to like spend all those years, the training, the education, and now to be demeaned to have to DoorDash. And I know DoorDashing in and of itself, like some people like get by on that. But to me, DoorDash is like Gen Z's equivalent to flipping burgers at McDonald's. It is mind numbing. It is easy. There's no thought. It's non-scaled work meant for young people. I would be so demeaned to have to do that after working my real job, and then to have to roll into DoorDash in order to get paid, plus be a single parent, plus have to pay for potential formula or your children too on top of that. Fuck that. I'd be like, me and Kamal be together, passing the flu back and forth, cough, cough. We'd have variant A, variant B, variant D. I mean, I'd have a new variant every week. And me and my PCP, we're cool. He'd give me those doctor's notes. I'd be like, doctor. And he'd give me some notes. So I'd cover my tracks.
Gray, you were in the military. Thank you for your service. Was the government ever shut down the years you were in? And did you have to work for free?
Yeah, we had to work for free, and they brought us all outside. They said, if anybody thinking about not showing up, y'all going to jail. So it's just a whole different atmosphere in that situation. They not playing around. So you can't even go 60 miles. But yeah, I've had twice not and gotten paid working for the government. But it didn't last as long as it did with them, luckily. So but yes, with the military, they're not playing those type of games. You can't call out. You can't even call out the military. If you're sick, you can be dying. You still have to show up and say, "Hey guys, I'm sick," and then they have to let you leave. So you're government essentially.
But you guys have what? You guys have the barrack system and like a mess hall. So in theory, you can eat and technically you can sleep.
Yeah,
correct. So at least you guys can have food. So you don't have to worry about paying for food. At least
that's that's not true though. Because Gray, you never lived on property. You didn't live unless you were stationed in Iraq. You had your own house. You told me.
I was married, so you get a stipend. Right. You get money for food. You get money for housing. So I had apartments, but I had to drive and come on post. But the single guys and the guys under E5 live in the barracks, and they also get to eat in the cafeteria for free.
But did you, if you lived off base,
eat for free?
Yeah,
I would use Doc's card. Doc, I would be like, "Hey, Doc, give me your lunch card." I go in there and I get my free meal. Then I'd be like, "Doc, here you go. I just went and ate." So I would use his card or one of my friends' card to go eat for free. But no, they make the married people pay.
Okay, but when the government was shut down, did you still get your rent paid?
No. I had to go to my apartment complex and say, "Hey, y'all know what's going on? Y'all watching the news?" Like, so that's exactly what's going on. So, like, no, you don't get paid. You cannot have gas. You still have to find a way there. They're not playing any games with these people. It's something called the family care plan. If you cannot take care of your responsibilities, you can't take care of your child or something like that, you will get taken out of the military. They will make you go through the process and say, "Oh, I can't take care of my children," or "Oh, I can't do this." Like me, I had a top secret security clearance. So I had to maintain a certain credit score. I couldn't have any type of crimes going on because it's like, this person is compromised. Somebody can come and get him and tell him, "Oh, we'll give you this," and then he'll give American information. So there's all types of standards that you have to apply to, or you will lose your job. I know somebody that lost their job because their credit score got too low, so they didn't trust them with sensitive information anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's wild times, guys. Let's pray for the government shutdown. Let's pray for all the people not